the joy of being able to work with them on Signature Place, and it was just so easy. So I want to welcome Bonnie and Peter to come up. They own Vista Galleries, which has, as I said, the workshop here on Hercules. There's a location in Clearwater and a location in St. Pete. And we've got a beautiful, really interesting presentation tonight, and then I've got lots more to say about them, and I'll just interject and interrupt like I do sometimes. Heckler from the crowd.
Good work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry, and thank you for coming. And what we thought we would do tonight is have a little fun with Scott's Art, since Scott is one of our hosts. And I'm sure most of you are familiar with gallery wrapped art. It's pretty popular and has been around for many years. And I think a lot of the reason is sometimes it's easy framing, even though it's great, but I think there are other things we can do with art to enhance it. Not that this isn't a great concept, but there are other things that we can do. So this one isn't duplicated exactly, but we have one quite a lot like it, which is right here. And when you mentioned about Vista Galleries and our growth over the years, I can assure you it's all Bonnie. She has wonderful design skills, and over the years has I've learned that she's got all the brains.
Peter, it's upside down.
Upside down?
Yeah.
Oh, good. And isn't that great,
that's
Scott?
That's a wonderful thing, Scott. They can go any direction. They can be a landscape.
And isn't that true? Who would know?
Actually, it looks pretty good that way.
Yeah. 4 ways, all works.
Only the artist knows.
Right. For this one, I just put a simple white mat on. Sometimes I think when you use a lot of color and you want just a clean, sleek look, white's always a good choice. I double raised this mat on top of this to give it a little depth. Of course, you're seeing them without glass. And I used a deep shadow box frame just to give it a more of a contemporary look, similar to what you get in the gallery wrap, but with a frame.
Nice look. And you know, with Scott's art, there's a piece that's a certain size, but by using mats, make it a little bit bigger. And yeah, let's look at it horizontal.
That's the beauty of it.
It is. Who's to say, Scott?
Except Scott, or you and Jerry.
We know how to change
Nice
it.
art. And you know, with Scott and his art, and a lot of people's art, now with the digital printing, we can have it pretty much any size you want. But we made these all one size, and why do we make them one size? Because we can switch them up. So we'll take this same piece of art that started as a gallery wrap, and Bonnie, with her great skills, is going to take this one out.
So how long has Vista Galleries been in business?
For 25 years.
25 years.
It goes great in any orientation because Jerry's been turning my world upside down for years.
As she should. For 20 years.
So up with that one.
Treating up more like an oil painting. These can all be enhanced as well. It's just the plain canvas. So here we have one frame here. I'm using as a liner instead of a linen.
Hang on. What did you just say about enhancement?
These can be enhanced.
What does that mean?
Enhancement embellished with brush strokes, not necessarily adding paint, but adding texture.
So not just Scott's work, so if you found a poster print?
Any work. In fact, we do a lot of it, mainly on the oversized pieces, but I'm finding a lot of small pieces down here in Florida, the reflection in glass. A lot of people are purchasing the texturized prints instead. And they work out in the lanai, they work in the bathroom. A lot of our publishers now can get prints on demand. I'm sorry?
Like a giclée, that kind of texture?
Well, you can do it over a giclée. No, a giclée is just not really a texture, it's just a type of printing. But a texture is like following the brush strokes, like you might follow some brush strokes and give it some texture. We do a lot of portraits.
So isn't the artist would be responsible for embellishing, correct?
The artists are.
No, but we deal with open edition prints.
Oh, okay.
We're not dealing with original art at our shop. So, I mean, we're not breaking any copyright laws by embellishing.
I have a sample of that out back we can look at later.
But I think what Bonnie had mentioned about embellishing was that framing has sort of embellished that particular piece of art with the two frames. And you know, Bonnie, that frame, as an example, comes in 3 colors. It comes in copper, silver, and gold. So if we had changed that, it would have also changed the look of the art. So it's a pretty neat look. But again, from a simple look from one little piece, which is around the corner, with mats, and now just as a frame full size, quite a different look.
Did you say that was 2 frames? Is it 2 frames?
It is 2
Yes.
frames. It is 2 frames. This is one frame here, a smaller frame. And we carry, I do a lot of stacking frames.
I'll do that.
Connie, do you do anything, when you mention embellishment and things you do with art, and you mention, because not wanting to use glass and the reflection and so on,
Right.
what about the UV protection?
Well, it does have a certain amount of UV protectant in it, but like anything, you cannot hang it in direct sun.
You could put glass over it though, if you have to, but not
Over.
really what, if you had it texturized, I mean, it's possible.
Well, you could treat it with a UV glass, but what's the sense of texturized?
So what do we have here, Bonnie?
Well, we have here sort of a beach scene. I took it like, kind of just late afternoon. Probably is going to tell me early morning.
Is that right side up, Scott?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And it was late
Right time of
afternoon.
day, Scott? Boy, Scott's photography. Yeah. He took this out on Sand Key. And so this is one of his digital prints. And we treated it not like you would an everyday, you know,
Yeah. But one of the things we do a lot of now is, if you notice the mats, it might be hard to see, but we cut the mats backwards so you don't get that bevel. So it gives a very crisp, clear edge. Now with the photographs that are here with the club, we've cut those mats with a bevel because the mats suit it. These are 4 and 6 ply mats. So it has a very, very nice, clean, crisp look on the photographs. But with this type of art, we don't want that disruption of the little white, I'm sure you know what I mean by that little white edge. So we have a nice crisp look. So let's change this frame. All right, this one we call,
How many hats do you have in there?
we've got
3
3.
mats, silver, charcoal, and a bluish white.
Okay, Bonnie. Yeah.
So what happens if a designer has a client who needs artwork, and they don't have any of their own artwork, and the designer's intimidated by choosing art, and so they want to leave it up to the client, but the client wants the designer to choose it.
Hey,
You
good-
help
Come to me,
good question.
I will choose it for you. I work with a lot of designers who bring their color boards in, bring their fabrics in, give me a little briefing on the age and personality of their client. And I've been pretty successful about coming up with some good answers for them. And at the store, you can come in, you're welcome to take any of the art. We have thousands of unframed prints. You can take any of it to show your client.
And you know what, if you have something that you know is available in print form, we don't own it, we'll buy it for you, there's no cost involved, as long as it's just one of our type of prints. I mean, if it's $1,000 print, we're not anxious to inventory it. But as Bonnie said, it's very important because we have so much art that you can come in, take a folder, take it with your client, take it to your client's house, and then interview the designer, help you with the design afterwards. It works well.